Oh, man, Howie Roseman just doesn't stop signing your underrated wide receiver 3. Quez Watkins is going to have big competition on his hands.
We better turn. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo. The Philadelphia Eagles, Howie Roseman, they have signed their wide receiver 3 to compete with Quez Watkins. Looks like the Eagles are not going to reach in this draft since the Eagles don't have any mid-round picks, 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks. The Eagles have signed Olamide Zacchaeus. Okay, I didn't even know this guy was even available. And I checked out the free agent list for the wide receivers multiple weeks. I never saw this guy's name. Maybe it just wasn't added. Maybe, I don't know what was going on. But you just got a burner. You just got a pure slot receiver that had his best year last year. 40 receptions, 533 yards on 3 touchdowns, okay? Played 13 games, started 13 games last year, which is pretty amazing. Check out his tape. Check out what he could do, okay? Now, 2019, he was undrafted. He was a track star, and not even that, but he is a native from New Jersey as well, which is pretty cool. So he's kind of coming home at the same time. You know what I mean? So this is one of the most – this is going to be interesting now. Now, he is a little bit smaller than Quez Watkins. Their height, their weight between 193, 194 pounds. I think he's a little bit shorter. He's a little bit shorter. The Quez is like 6 foot. Zacchaeus is 5'8", so he's a little bit of a smaller receiver, but is very slippery, very twitchy, and if a quarterback can extend a drive, Zacchaeus is going to be a very dangerous matchup on the inside, and I'm telling you, this could be something amazing. Reminds me of Cheetah. It's just weird. Like, he reminds me of Tyreek Hill, a lesser version of Tyreek Hill in a lot of ways, which is kind of weird. The way he runs routes, and he's really smooth with it and can extend plays with his feet. And the separation he could get is crazy. This Eagles offense is getting more dangerous by the day, and we haven't even hit the draft yet. We haven't even hit the draft with 2 first-round picks. Just imagine what this offense could look like going forward. Now, Quez Watkins, like I said, I never thought that Quez Watkins would ever get traded. Okay, I feel like the Eagles really like Quez Watkins still, but obviously last year with Quez, he made some mistakes. There were some instances where when you're a wide receiver 3, you always have to be ready in case the ball does come to you. And there were times where Hurts would have had some really good connections with Quez later in the year, but unfortunately, there were times where Quez wasn't ready. They, made mistakes obviously in the Washington game, the first Washington game that we did. No, there was the second Washington game that we played. With the fumble, and then obviously putting him on one of the most important catches in that Super Bowl. When not even playing consistent games, he was kind of phased out of the offense because of a rumored grade 2 shoulder sprain, where they were using more double tight end sets. They were using more of Zach Pascal in the offense because maybe, they didn't trust Quez with the injury. And Quez Watkins is working his tail off this offseason. There's no doubt about that. And, this is the last year for Quez Watkins on his contract, and he's, pretty cheap. I think like a little over $2 million for the year. But bringing a guy like Olamide Zacchaeus, it's trouble, man. It's competition. The one thing I didn't want Quez Watkins to be during this offseason program, training camp, OTAs, joint practices, I wanted to make sure that Quez is not comfortable, makes Quez at least fight harder. And this isn't bad, guys, because even if Olamide Zacchaeus is going to be your pure starter at slot, you're going to have some good depth with Quez still there. You know what I mean? So Quez will make the roster regardless. So, because really besides Quez, all you really have back there is Greg Ward, Britton Covey, Devin Allen. You have 2 special teams guys back there, really. And we really don't, like, our depth at receiver was kind of limited right now because, what if, obviously if a big-time receiver goes down, knock on wood, you would use more of double tight end sets. You would use more Dallas Goedert and Grant Calcaterra or Jack Stahl or something like that, and kind of like, maybe use more with the running game, what the Eagles are very good at. So this really puts a smile on my face. I'm really happy about it. This guy is a burner. This guy could change direction very easily. Just watch some of his tape. I've known, for the past few years, I've seen some good things from this guy. I never saw this guy's name on the free agent list for wide receivers, so I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he became available. I didn't know it. I don't know what happened. But over 500 yards as his best year last year, and that was with Marcus Mariota, I think, throwing him the ball as well last year too. So the guy could outrun anybody. The guy's got pure speed. This guy matched up with, obviously, Devontae Smith and having A.J. Brown on the outside. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. This wide receiver group, another underrated signing by Howie Roseman. Because when you look at the draft in general, I know the Eagles have looked at a lot of wide receivers. Now, I don't know if they'll actually draft one now since they have him in the building, unless they want to go for a different type of maybe another outside receiver for the future. I don't know, something like that. You don't have any 4th, 5th, 6th round picks. I didn't want to overreach for a wide receiver at, in the 3rd round just because they don't have any mid-round picks, just because. But this, I didn't even know this guy was I didn't even know this guy was even available at this point. And holy crap, man, this guy could run. This guy could run routes. This guy could, if Hurts is extending plays with this man still, man, this is crazy. He's going to get you a lot of yak yards. He is going, guys, I don't know how Howie Roseman does this. I really don't. But your wide receiver group is set. There's a lot more. There's more depth now. Adding this guy and a nice competition at wide receiver 3, and I'm already excited for OTAs. I'm already excited for joint practices to see what this guy could do. And obviously, iron sharpens iron. So you have great defensive guys, especially a good secondary and good wide receivers to really, get these guys moving and get these guys better. And that's the time period before the season starts where you could see these guys getting a lot better. So Olamide Zacchaeus is, you're going to like him. You're really going to like him. And to be honest with you, this guy has a 90%, I would say a 90% chance he could beat out Quez. I mean, he makes Quez Watkins look stiff as a wide receiver 3. And yeah, you got to watch more here. So, Olamide Zacchaeus, this wide receiver core, the options that you're going to have now, having a legit, pure slot receiver that just uses his speed, his legs, and obviously Hurts needs to work on the chemistry with this guy, which he probably will do this offseason when he brings the guys out and they do these workouts with the receivers and stuff. I can't wait. You're going to see what I'm talking about Olamide Zacchaeus. It is no joke. Like I said, had his best year last year with the Falcons. And who knows what he could do this year with a receiver core like this. You know what I mean? Since Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown get a lot of attention, getting that slot guy, yeah, it's going to be amazing. And look, I'm not saying that Quez could lose this job. I'm saying there's a chance that he can lose his job, but Quez Watkins, it will push him a little further. Like I said, I think Quez is still a very good receiver. I'm not phasing him out. I'm not saying that he's trash or anything like that. All I'm saying is you don't keep him comfortable at that receiver spot, and, you have something to fight for here. And with Quez Watkins, with the mistakes he made last year and why the Eagles used him on that, one of the biggest drops of the Super Bowl last year, kind of, I don't know why consistently, you don't use a guy that much. You use him for the most important game of the year. And like I said, Quez has been a fighter, and I think he will fight. But at the end of the day, I think both of these guys are making this roster regardless. So it's not like you're going to be losing one or the other, because really behind that, there's nothing much there at receiver besides 2 guys that are mostly special teamers. Devin Allen hasn't played in 6-7 years in the NFL and really hasn't gotten his opportunity at special teams. And Britton Covey will never be a receiver, will never be really anything but a special teamer and compete for that. And Greg Ward is still here. And, you know, and obviously Doug liked Greg Ward a lot. Nick is not a fan of Greg Ward, of what it looks like. So they never really used him. So, yeah, that is the news on Olamide Zacchaeus. Holy crap. So excited. Can't wait. Check out all his highlights. Check out his stuff. I didn't know this guy was available. My God, I can't even. Howie Roseman. Jesus. It's kind of crazy. But it's other news for the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to go over Calijah Kancey. There's been news. Obviously, Calijah Kancey, first round pick. What's going on? Calijah Kancey went on NFL Now and actually said that he hasn't had one pre-draft visit. What is with these players? I don't get this. Calijah Kancey. Okay, obviously his stock rose a lot from the combine. There's no doubt about it. I think it could play inside, outside technique. You could move him around. Calijah Kancey's a first-round pick, in my opinion, but he has not had one pre-draft visit, which is telling me something like at least with the Jalen Carter stuff, he's actually doing pre-draft visits. Okay, and with Calijah Kancey now, he's not doing any. He's not even visiting any team. So is there a promise from a team that wants to draft him? Is he going in the first round? I mean, this could hurt him tremendously, but why would you not try to get your stock up? Why wouldn't you not try to get other teams to really like you and see you in person and see how you are? I don't get the whole situation with not at least, like, look, if Jalen Carter doesn't want to take any pre-draft visits outside the top 10, I'm really fine with that. But with Kancey just saying, I haven't had a pre-draft visit yet. What does that mean? Is there something going on behind the scenes we don't know about? Obviously, if there was something very serious about him, we probably would have known about it by now. But this is a little alarming and kind of weird and kind of awkward at the same time. So I want to know what you guys think about Calijah Kancey didn't go on a single official pre-draft visit at all. Like, at all. Which is really weird. So, and lastly, nothing crazy with news, but there were some rumors about who could be number 0 on the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the 0 number is obviously official, and teams could use that number now. And they're on the Eagles website. It looks like Kenneth Gainwell's number, or his jersey that is for, obviously you could buy his jersey online. It is 0. So there could be a chance where Kenneth Gainwell might change his number to 0, might be our 0 player for the year. And yeah, that was just something I want to kind of throw in there if Eagles fans want to know about that. And that's really it. I'm excited about Olamide Zacchaeus. This was this news came out of nowhere. I didn't know what they were doing. Didn't know this guy was even available. I've followed this guy. I've seen him play. I always looked at the free agent list and never seen him available as a free agent. I never saw his name. But this is a nice competition. This Quez Watkins, watch out. That's all I got to say, because this could be the downfall of your career if you let this guy in front of you, because this man is ready to play. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Calijah Kancey, no pre-draft visits. Is that affecting him? Is that weird? Is that awkward? Is it just like, what the hell are you doing? You guys let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.